Hello, my dear children and parents. Welcome to Indus Valley Public School Raj e-learning classes. Class 8th, where we will do a revision of lesson number 3 from your Honeydew book, and the name of the lesson is Glimpses of the Past. Children, this lesson is related to your history that you might have already studied in your lesson in your history. So now this lesson gives us a short and precise description of events that took place in our country from 1757 to 1857. It enlists incidents that led to widespread revolts known as the First War of Independence. It provides a glimpse of how the British East India Company expanded its power in India and exploited Indians, how they robbed landlords and farmers of their land, created situations that led to famines and pushed patriots to launch widespread massacres. Here we will study about the company conquest from 1757 to 1849, British rule 1765 to 1836, Ram Mohan Roy from 1772 to 1833, Operation from 1765 to 1835, Dissatisfaction, that is from 1835 to 56, Spark from 1855 to 57, Revolt 1857, and Fight for Freedom 1857. So these are the topics that we will cover in this video. Now coming towards the difficult terms, go fast. Conquest, the subjugation or assumptions of control of a place or people by military force or conquering. Short-sighted, lacking imagination or foresighted, means they only think for present, they will not think for the future. Subdue, overcome or bring under control. Dethroned, remove from power. Preached, publicly proclaim or teach. Scorned, feel or express contempt or disregard for. Some other meanings: merchants, a person or company involved in wholesale trade, especially one dealing with foreign countries or supply goods to a particular trade. Arrears, money that is owed and should have been paid earlier. Inevitability, as a certain to happen unavoidably. Famines, extreme scarcity of food. Cripple, caused to become unable to walk or move properly. One more is there: despise, feel disliked or a deep repugnance for. Okay. Superstition, a wide held but irrational belief in supernatural influences, especially as leading to good or bad luck, or a practice based on such belief. Austerous, extended, gripping, holding. Peasants, a poor smallholder or agricultural laborer of low social status. Santhas, a member of a large indigenous group living mainly in eastern India. Rebellion, an act of armed resistance to an established government or leader. Masquerade, deliberately and brutally kill. Discontent, dissatisfaction with one's circumstances. Brewing, something is about to happen and something is being prepared. Adjutant, a military officer who acts as an administrative assistant to a senior officer. Pittance, a very small or inadequate amount of money. Sore here means upset and angry. Upsurge, an upward surge in the strength or quantity of something, an increase, or you can say. Pitch to battle, a violent confrontation involving large number of people. Grievances, a real or image cause for complaint, especially unfair treatment. Now coming to the first point, the company's conquest. The period for that was 1757 to 1849. Now what happened here? The year 1757 bears the mark of being an important year in Indian history. The company rule refers to the rule of British East India Company, a private company owned by stockholders and reporting to the administration in London. The company came to India and set up a few factories at different places. Slowly and gradually, they began expanding and extending their dominance in India. One of the reasons they were able to do so is that they possessed superior weapons. Secondly, they took advantage of the prevailing disturbed circumstances among the Indian ruler. The Indian princes were not at peace among themselves. So, Indian princes, however, short-sighted, which means they only consider immediate benefit but ignore its long-term consequences. So they took help from the English merchant to be able to defeat their rivals. This helped the British East India Company in successfully taking over control from the Indian rules. The British adopted the divide and rule policy. Amongst all the short-sighted Indian rulers, there was one ruler of Mysore, Tipu Sultan, who understood their policy and fought against them till his last moment. The Indians, however, had varied opinion and reactions. The first set of people were very happy with the Britishers and were also grateful because they thought peace could finally prevail. They thought it put an end to war and looting by thugs. On the other hand, people saw what was actually happening. They knew that even if some of the princes were cruel, they were at least of their land. They had realized that they were now slaves of they had realized that they were now slaves of the Englishmen. Okay, so what all thing happened here? East India Company came and they have set up their companies. Then what did it? They were having powerful weapons. Then they were gaining the confidence of Indian princes because Indian princes were short-sighted. They are not thinking for the future. Then what happened? These people, means Britishers, they started divide and rule policy between among the Indians. Then one of the ruler from Mysore, Tipu Sultan, he recognized what these Britishers want to do, and he fought for that. And some of the people from India, they were in the support of Britishers, and some understood their policy, so they were not in support of the Britishers. And somehow they came to know that now they are in the control of English people, or you can say Englishmen. Second stage was British rule from 1765 to 1836. So these years led to the rise of widespread myth and taboos like untouchability. तो यहाँ पे untouchability आ गया, child marriage, inferiority of women, etc. Our own religion leader taught everyone the idea of untouchability. The religious leader even preached that people who cross the sea will no longer belong to their religion. So एक एक उनको बेंचमार्क कि इस नदी के किनारे ये रिलीजन, इस नदी के किनारे उधर, और अगर इसको आपने पार कर लिया तो you will not be on a particular religion, in a particular religion. Women were considered the root cause of a lot of problems like poverty and other miseries. This is the reason why teenage girls were forced to marry, thereby leading to child marriage. These practices were not only being done but were also being promoted. The Britishers started looking down upon Indians and initiated brainwashing the rulers against them. They alleged that Indians were not worthy of trust and incapable of honesty. This was a way of making the natives slaves and getting control over them. Not only this, the Britisher merchant levied heavy taxes on the poor farmer in greed of immediate profit. As a result, the farmer had to give up their lands. If this was not enough, they even threatened the farmer to imprison them if they did not clear their arrears. They continuously found ways to exploit the people and earn profit. For example, the goods manufactured in England were being imported to India, and no import duties was levied on them. The England produce was sold at high prices, whereas the Indian produce was taken away at much less price, increasing poverty and the miseries of farmer. Not only this, such policies of British East India Company destroyed the Indian industries. Small businesses and individual artisans were ruined. All this result in famines or extreme scarcity of food. Approximately 15 lakh Indians starved to death between 1822 and 1836. सो जो वहाँ पे छोटी छोटी स्मॉल कॉटेज इंडस्ट्रीज़ थी इंडिया की, वो बंद होने लगी क्योंकि उनका जो प्रोडक्शन होता था, जो उनका अमाउंट जो भी प्रोड्यूस होता था, उसको बहुत कम कॉस्ट में सेल होती थी, तो उनका जो लागत होती थी, जो उनका इनपुट होता था, वो पूरा नहीं आ पाता था. इस वजह से वो सारी इंडस्ट्री इंडिया की बंद होने लगी और जो बाहर से मटेरियल आ रहा था वो उसको प्रमोट कर रहे थे ब्रिटिशर्स. Now next, coming to Ram Mohan Roy, from 1772 to 1833. He was a well-educated from Bengal. He was one of the first to realize that there was something wrong with our country. He was the belief that Indians must not consider themselves inferior or look down upon themselves. He believed that our ancient culture was great and the people were destined for great achievements. According to him, the first step was to change the society by abandoning and prevailing superstitions. It was the root cause of all the problems. Once, while having a conversation with his wife, he told her, "Cows are of different colors, but the color of their milk is the same." This means that different teachers might have different opinions, but the essence of each religion is the same. He took keen interest in science and modern knowledge. According to him, knowledge should be practical and scientific. He should publish newspapers which the Britishers stopped out of suspicion in 1823. He was inquisitive to know what made the Britishers so powerful, so he crossed the seas and traveled to England. There he is known to tell Britishers that we as a nation accept their rules. He added that they must accept Indians as subjects and not forget their responsibility and duty towards their subjects. Here subjects means Indians के लिए वो बोल रहा था, ठीक है. तो राजा राम मोहन रॉय is known for his efforts to abolish the practice of sati and child marriage. Next is your operation, that is from 1765 to 1835. The Britishers continued to find new ways to bring miseries and suffering to Indians. So this was operation. दबाते थे वो Indians को. That's why this period is known as operation period. The Indian को जितना दबा सके उतना ही वो लोग flourish करेंगे. So this period is that operation period. For instance, they passed unfair regulation that kept them at an advantage, like the Regulation 3 in 1818, under which an Indian could be jailed without a proper trial in court. So this was the Act, third rule, Regulation 3. As they continued to suppress Indians, they created all sort of favorable circumstances to afflict their officers. The British officials drew huge amounts of salaries and could deepen their pocket by making a fortune out of their private businesses. The Britishers were exporting goods in huge quantities from Britain. By 1829, they were importing goods worth 7 crores rupees to India. As a result, the Britishers grew richer and richer, leaving the Indian industry high and dry. Governor General Bentinck had conveyed to Britain that the bones of cotton weavers are bleaching their plain of India. To highlight the plights, trouble, and miseries of traditional cotton weavers in India. This means that the cotton weavers were forced to starve because of the cotton mills set up by Britishers. They produced much cheaper cloth with the help of machine that led the traditional Indian handicrafts to extinct. So वो लोग मशीनरी के थ्रू प्रोडक्शन करते थे और उसकी चीप कॉस्ट, ज़्यादा प्रोडक्शन हुआ चीप कॉस्ट कर दी. और जो हम लोग हैंड चरखे के थ्रू बनाते थे तो इट इज़ टू टाइम टेकिंग एंड इट इज़ कॉस्टली टू. So that's why they are giving dead end to the Indian cottage industry. Next is yours dissatisfaction. So here what happened from 1835 to 56, all the teaching were in the form of Persian and Sanskrit. So in 1835, a British officer named Macaulay suggested that they must translate all of its English so that the education is delivered in their language. They did so to produce clerks to get their unimportant clerical tasks and administrative duties like answering the phone, typing documents, filling and lacing with kind tongue. In the process of doing so, they manufactured a whole new generation of masterminds who wanted to uplift their brothers too. By educating them, they wanted to strengthen their financial prospects. They could lead to a promising future, but they needed to convey this to the British Parliament. Britishers, on the other hand, couldn't care less about the needs of the Indian people. By this time, Indian people had become more worried. Their kings were now being treated as puppets. They had lost their old jobs and land. Britishers were forcing some of them to change their religion. India was tired of talking and wanted to do something. So by 1856, the Britishers had acquired all part of India. Now the spark. लोगों में चिंगारी जागी, कुछ करना है, इनको बाहर निकालना है. How it happened? Let's see. 1855 to 57, the ever-increasing taxes levied on the peasant continued to pressure them and worsen their financial situation. The Santals in Bengal became disheartened and hopeless after they lost their land to the Britishers under the new land rules. In 1855, they launched a rebellion and massacred Europeans and all those who supported them. The people working under the East India Company were highly dissatisfied too. The fact that they gave Englishmen good pay, pensions and other help, while they gave Indians only inadequate pay and slow promotions, further agitated Indians. They felt bad that the Britishers urged them to move out of their land, to cross the sea and work for them, which was even against their religion. They were motivated to drive the Britishers out. An Indian soldier serving under British or European orders named Mangal Pandey even attacked the adjutant of his regiment but was later executed. Around thousands of other sepoys like Mangal Pandey took violent action against the British but were only robbed of their uniform in turn to make sepoy feel humiliated. Some of the Englishmen even began to understand how Indians thought, how their minds work and their customs. They told Brahmin soldiers that bullet they were supposed to bite is covered with grease made of cow and pig fat. Next, chapatis were sent to each home in village conveying that their service could be required to fight the Englishman. People agreed. Lotus flower was circulated among the Indian soldiers. The nation stood against them with the support of the masses in the form of shelter and other help to the patriots. So now here chapatis were sent in order to seek the help, and if that help was taken, okay, and they were ready to help them, they will send lotus. Okay. Now dissatisfaction in 1835 from 56. The urge to free the nation of the Britishers continued to grow. The city of Meerut also experienced a violent outbreak. The sepoys marched and moved to Delhi. So they started their fight from Delhi to support their emperors like Bahadur Shah. The revolt continued to spread and grow. They even got the support of the landlords that had also lost their land due to the new land rules. People were angry and wanted to fight the Britishers. Finally, the fight for freedom in 1857 came. Many reformer rulers were bitter too because the Englishmen had taken control of their kingdoms. Leaders like Malvi, Ahmadullah of Faridabad motivated people to free the country of all the Englishmen. People of Bareilly, Kanpur and Allahabad rose forward too. Former rulers like Begum Hazrat Mahal of Lucknow joined them because her kingdom had been taken by the British, thereby strengthening their power. Entire North India came together in large number to fight a pitched battle against the Britishers. In the light of this, Azimullah Khan expressed his thought to Tatya Tope that they should have Peshwa Nana Sahib as the leader in this war of independence against the English. In this revolt against the British, 80-year-old Kunwar Singh of Bihar was hit by a bullet in the wrist, which he dedicated to Mother Ganga as an offering. So that was his last breath he has taken over there. Finally, my dear children, is it time to say thank you for watching the video. Expecting you must have understood what is there in the lesson glimpses of the past. If anything that is not clear, please call me up and get your doubts clear. Thank you so much.